We can light up, Teresa. We can light up. It's Monday and it is 9:30 now. We're right on
awesome.
time. We are so on time here at Memory Bound. And it's Monday and Teresa's here. Teresa, welcome. Welcome to Memory Bound. Welcome everyone who's joining us. Good morning. We're really happy you're here. We are at Memory Bound. I'm Kelly and Teresa's here and we're in the middle of Iowa, in the middle of the country, in our classroom right now.
Yeah.
And Teresa's got some more projects or a couple albums about reading and book reading, and we're continuing on from Peggy's. Peggy brought in layouts last week.
They were awesome. Go back and watch it if you missed it.
Yeah, if you missed it, check
Total
it out on
inspiration.
check it out on the blog too. She had some really amazing layouts and some good tips. Really good tips. Before we get to Teresa, we got in quite a bit of new product, but Teresa, Diane doesn't know we're doing this, but let's walk back to the receiving room. Because right now, I want everyone to know this space right here. Oh my gosh, it's empty already. How did it get emptied so fast? This space has got new and exciting product. It's not online yet because Diane's still checking it in. It was delivered Saturday, wasn't it, Teresa?
Yes, the boxes came in Saturday.
So they came in Saturday, and the Tim Holtz ideology is in the house.
Here we come.
Oh, look at everybody, our entire staff, morning staff is back here with Diane. So
I am popular this morning.
She's very popular.
It's because of the stuff I have.
I thought we should just come in. You can't really see a lot of it, but that's okay. It's so exciting. And Diane, I love those little charms.
This is cool.
Yes.
So right now, Diane's working to get all of the new ideology release checked in. And we've got boxes and all kinds of backdrops.
I'm getting some of that.
Look at the color.
It's pretty, isn't it?
He's gone colorful.
I know, it makes me happy just looking at the
There's
packaging.
two different ones. There's a brown one and then the colored one.
I'm working for free today, I can tell.
Chris just said she. Oh, sorry, Katie. Sorry, Katie. Let me show Katie's other one here. Here we go.
That's my favorite.
So we got a lot of new
like
stuff
the
coming
browns?
out. This will be available online this afternoon. And so you'll be able to purchase it online. And we know we've got lists from people that we will be getting your stuff pulled and getting it ready and giving you a call. So Teresa, I was shocked to see that box when I came in yesterday to work.
Yeah.
Or boxes. There were 4 large boxes.
Yes. He had a whole...
They don't always
Powerful.
deliver on Saturdays.
Nope.
They haven't delivered for a long time. So you are going to love it. All right. But in the meantime, we do have some things that are new. Let's show Janine's coaster.
Yep.
And I don't remember. I do remember. It's $6.99. It comes in a kit. Janine showed us this Friday. And if you missed Friday's video, Doug actually came on and did Meet the Staff, Meet Doug. So a lot of people have been asking for that. So you can go back and watch it. But thank you, Janine, for showing that and bringing in your other coaster samples. And we still have those available.
And we have the paper, if you like the paper, which I do.
And that is online under St. Patrick's Day. And then, speaking of Tim Holtz, we got in a few stamps.
Yeah.
A few. So let's show those, Teresa. You choose on how you want to show
We'll
them.
start with the cocktail blueprints. This is the big one. And that's $24.99. And then the mini one, mini blueprints, is number 10 is what it's called. And that's $29.99.
So that's got your fancy drinks, your wine, and your beer all rolled into one.
I have this one, of course.
I have them all. I do have them all. All the drink ones anyway.
And then this is mini blueprints 2. And this has like Valentine's, 4th of July, Easter, or spring. This one's pretty cool.
It does. It covers the kind of the first part of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And Teresa and I both happen to love blueprint stamps.
Then you can get, we have
just the 4th of July ones.
I'm trying to read what number it is. Americana. is what it's called, for $12.99. Or you can
And we
get the
have the
big
big.
one, Americana Blueprint.
The nice thing about the big ones is they fill your card front.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you could do multiples of the smaller ones on your card front. And then there's
oops.
one more blueprint, right?
Yep. Then we have the,
Oh, I guess
oops,
we've
this
got
one.
both sizes.
The Fresh Brewed Blueprint, the big one, and then the small one. This one's Fresh Blueprint, Fresh Brewed Blueprint, and this one's just Fresh Brewed. It's a little confusing. He could have put numbers or something after it.
If you type in blueprint, I think
Yeah,
you'll find them
it'll
all
come
out
up.
online.
Yeah.
And Carol made a comment, who doesn't love everything Tim? And
Yeah.
that is so true. He just has a way about him.
Then we have the Snarky Cats back in stock, which I love the Snarky Cats, even though I'm not a cat person. They make really fun cards, and the sentiments are funny that I use those with other things. As always,
Yeah, they
I
are
mix
really
and
cute.
match my stamps.
Like it says, I want you to know that someone cares, not me, but someone. Look, I'm not saying that you're old, but if you were milk, I'd sniff you first.
Yeah. So they're lots of fun.
So the Snarky
Fun
Cats are
stamps.
back in stock. These are all things that are back in stock. We've had them before.
Then
Crazy
this is
Talk.
Crazy Talk, yep. And I like the 2 different fonts that he did. Lots of holidays.
Because you can
and-
put like celebrate on the outside, and then you could put it's a party. Or you could put the other one on the inside.
And there's
Chris, can you take this? I gotta run get a drink.
another back in stock is Tiny Text, and that's $29.99. And I use this all the time. When I need a sentiment, I go to my Tiny Text and see if I can find something that goes with the card that I'm making. And usually I can find something on this. And there's a Tiny Text Halloween and Christmas, and I don't know if there's another one. I can't think of another one. But they're fun. You can also use it as a background,
was gonna
just
say.
stamping the whole stamp.
You use it as a background, which is awesome.
Yeah, so that's it for the stamps, the Tim Holtz stamps. Then we have a stocking of the carrot box, and that is $24.99.
And Diana used that as a Christmas tree. It was so cute.
She did. And then we also have the bunny that you can see they put on the front of that, so it has all the little pieces that you can make the bunny. I bet you could do fun things with that bunny. Challenge Janine, do something with the bunny.
How much is the bunny, Teresa?
It's $10.99.
Oh, that's reasonable.
All right. Then we have a bunch of Elizabeth Craft dies that came in. This is Planner Essential number 9, and it's got some bows and a scallop on the page.
Cute.
We've sold a lot of these already. So this is reinforcement pack number 3. That's $25.99.
Those are a lot of fun, different ones. That little baby T-shirt, and that's cute.
This one have the scissors. Yeah, the scissors are cute. This is reinforcement variety pack. And that one's $25.99 as well. And then we have an alphabet tab.
And Diane's used that before in one of her maybe journal albums. It's really neat.
$23.99. And here they show on the back. Can you see that? Do I have it angled?
Yep, nope, you're good.
So
Yeah,
you
that's
can
cute.
use that as tabs on the edge of your page.
And then I just used it. I cut out the letters and used the letters by themselves because they were
Yeah.
the perfect size for something. So it's versatile for sure.
And this one is called General Set number 1. And I really like the frames on this one. They've got a little shape in the corner, a heart, a flower, or a star. No, balloons.
Yeah, cute.
And then they have the die so you can layer it on top, which is super cute.
That's very cute.
Instead of a plain
I didn't
square
think I needed it.
rectangle.
Now I might.
I know.
I'm thinking the same thing, Chris.
Isn't that
Chris,
cute?
thank you for
You're
taking
welcome.
over. I had a tickle in my throat. I had to rush off, but I'm back.
But I think we need to order some more of these.
We'll have to tell Diane about that.
This is Planner Essentials number 11. It's got some tickets.
That's a very popular one.
Then General file folder set number 2, $24.99. It's harder. Sometimes they put the die right over the name, and I can't read it. This one's got numbers and the word journal, a nice arrow, and a folder. That's nice. Nice size. I like that. Then we have planner.
Hi, everybody. I accidentally flipped the camera. There we go. All right.
Planner Essentials 3. And we've got some banner pieces, and that one's $22.99.
We loaded up on a lot of the basics because people, after seeing some of the albums, they wanted to get started on making their own planner or sidekick.
Then we've got Sidekick Essentials 5. It's a nice page. It says, "What a day," and the number 3. I wonder why they decided that, because it's Planner Essential 5 and they put a 3. I don't know.
I don't know what the 3 means, but
the ampersand symbol there. That one's $15.99. Then Sidekick Essentials number 4. Oh, there's a little coffee
I've
cup.
seen that one with the
That's
coffee
cute.
cup.
Let's see if I can read it. But first, coffee. That's in the circle. And then never give up. It's the other one. Dang, that's hard. Hard to read backwards.
That's a nice basic page. It looks like it's the plain page, very straight.
And that's $15.99 as well.
Did you guys show these over here already?
Yes, we showed this, but I haven't showed the new stuff. So we've got this new food truck.
I bet Janine is home right now making food trucks.
Go, Janine.
We hope so, because I know she's got lots of plans for it.
And it's $33.99. And then what do you need for the food truck? You need food truck accessories. So, you know, there aren't a lot of food dyes. This is a fun one.
I think this one is one you get it all. Ice cream, hot dogs, French fries, you get it all in one. Even bread and pretzels and popsicle is all together in one die set, which is
fun.
nice.
And then if you're getting this is $24.99. You need the stamp set, Good Food, Good Mood. And it's got some really cute things. Of course, but first coffee, donut worry, be happy. I always like a pun. Burgers and fries. Life is better with ice cream. So true. Calories don't count. That's a fun one. Congratulations.
I know that's stretching it just a little bit.
Yeah, but I like it.
But if you got the ice cream cone,
yeah, you got to have that with your ice cream and the little fork and knife. I love silverware. I have a couple stamps of silverware and dies. Yes. All right. Then we've got a couple dies from Pink and Maine. This one's called Square Frames.
Diana got this one and she used it at the crop, and it's really nice. You can mix them up or use them on their own or put them on a card front. And how much are those?
$19.99. And I think it's fun because it's got the little Polaroid one. I love that
always
die.
love Polaroids.
Yeah. Then this one's called Layered Scallops Mini Slim Die.
So what this one does is you would take, say you're out one of the dies and you cut it out twice, and then you flip it. So your scallop, does it have a picture on the back?
Nope, it does not.
So we'll have to cut one out to show you. So you cut 2 of them, either size, and then you flip one of them, so then your scallops are going to be in between, and then you can layer it and do like a 2-tone scallop border.
Oh, cool. And then the word is hello in the center there.
It's a nice big hello.
Yep. And then the last one we have is called Stitched Diamond Dies.
And that's back in stock.
Yep, $17.99. So if you need a diamond shape, and this, I always like the stitching on the dies, just adds a little bit to it. All right. That'd be it.
Janine says they're moving to a new house after 36 years, which is wow. And her granddaughter's first question was, would the new house have a craft room?
Good question.
It sounds like you're going to have time off from crafting, but it's going to be all worth it in the end, I'm sure. Okay, well, that was our new product for today. And we, like I said earlier, we're checking in the new Tim Holtz ideology, and that will be up online this afternoon and available for purchase. And if you have list that you've given us. We'll pull your things and give you a call today as soon as Diane gets it checked in. All right, Teresa, what do we got going on today?
Well, Peggy did books. It was National Read a Book Day or something last week, and so she did some wonderful pages on Thursday. And last year I started a mini scrapbook with the Snap albums, and I decided I was going to challenge myself to read as many books as I could in 2022. And I did a little scrapbook about it. And I started in January, and maybe it wasn't January where I came and brought it, but we talked about at the beginning of the year things that you could do every month, kind of. And so I kind of did that. I didn't quite get every month, but it was super fun to do, and lots of people read, I know, in Scrapbook. A lot of us here read, and we share books and things. I know when I was recording on Thursday, someone said, how do you have time to scrapbook and read? It's like, sometimes you just have to take a break from crafting and do something else. That's okay.
Get refreshed.
Yeah. So this was the album, the green one, because green's my favorite. And I use vinyl to do this. I have a silhouette, and so I cut that out for the front cover. I think I'll just talk about, I had a list of topics that you could do different things you could scrapbook. So like a list of books that you read, favorite book of all times or of the year, favorite author, of course, if you're in a book club, going to the library, are you a Nook reader or a paper reader, where do you read, what bookstore do you go to? Peggy had a page about her favorite bookstore. First sentences, which is something different, I did. Talk about the number of pages you read. You could do it at a sitting or throughout the year. Books you read. What books you want? Oh, books you want to read. Other readers, I did that. Reading app. There's reading apps, or how do you keep track of your reading? Favorite book as a child, you could do yourself or your kids. Who you read to, book or movie. I didn't get that one done. I wanted to, but I didn't get it done. Peggy has a page she's working on, book or movie too. So that's a big, debate, which is better. Books that make you laugh or cry, and what attracts you to a book. I always think about that because the covers. Is it the cover of the book? Is it the title of the book?
The little synopsis inside? Or
does someone recommend it? Is it a book club? Like there's Oprah's books and Reese Witherspoon's book clubs. So there's lots of things you can scrapbook about reading, I think. So that's just a topic. There's probably more things, but so I do this a lot with my albums. The first page is kind of a compilation page. And so these are covers of books that I read in last year. These are the favorite books. I picked a favorite book from each month. It's not quite every month, but my favorite books that I read this year. And I was trying to do 22 books in 22, but then when I got to a point where I knew I was going to pass it, I kind of switched it to trying to read 30 books. And I got to that too.
That's
so I did pretty good. Yeah. And I think part of it was I was keeping track, and so it did motivate me to read. So
and Janet just posted a link to your demo
when I did it before.
I think it might have been in February.
Yeah. Because I had started it. Yeah. And the paper that I used was a photo play line that we can't get anymore. It was all about reading. So I pretty much used the paper and the stickers from that line, which is a nice way to do an album, is just say,
get
okay,
a collection pack.
Yes, get a collection pack, get the stickers, the ephemera, and then say, I'm going to use this. You can add other things, but it kind of keeps you focused. Then this was the first.
You look so comfy,
the
Teresa,
first
in
book.
front of the fire.
Yep.
Got your little glass of wine and your Afghan.
The book hangover, that was a sticker that they had. So.
Well, there's that mini blueprint we just showed a little bit ago.
It is. And you have to think about it sometimes, because if you have that, you might as well get your stamps out. And then the numbers that I use, most of the numbers I use I showed this. This is a photo play.
Elizabeth Crafts.
Planner Essential Stamps, the calendar numbers. And I really liked this set because they had the numbers together. A lot of times you have to do your numbers, and then sometimes I don't like the way it looks because my numbers are too far apart or too close together.
This is very unique because they are together for any type of listing or numbering. If maybe you want to do your top TV shows or something.
And that's $19.99. And I got past 31, so I had to do something else for my last page, which I was totally shocked. I'm like, oh, this will be good. This will cover me.
It'll cover you, but you were
and
too
I'm
good
like,
of a reader.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So again, I just took pictures of the covers of my books and just slipped them in there. Some of the books that I read. This one, I wrote about Nook or book. And generally, I prefer a book, but here's my Nook that I'm reading. I don't know what makes me decide one way or the other. Sometimes, when I travel, I really like to take a paperback book. That would be another one, hardback or paperback.
Yeah.
Do you buy hardback new releases? Do you go to the half-price bookstore? What do you do? I didn't write about that. Then here's my favorite author is John Irving. So I took a picture of all the John Irving books that I had. I started reading him in college, and he is still writing. So I'm still reading him, and wrote about my favorite book that he wrote. And here I'm up to 12. So I read 6 books in March. I couldn't believe it. That was my most. I don't know what was going on in March. Not a lot else, I guess, but I had time to read. And this was a little, this was a Hero Arts little photo pocket, what's it called? Library card. Stamp and die cut.
This was super popular.
Yeah. And I made cards with this stamps and
you
die
had
set
several
too.
you had several demos with that.
Yeah. So it's super cute. So it has the rectangle that fits right inside the little pocket there. So I really like that one as well. This one I talked about my library. So I took a picture of my library card and a bookmark that I had made, and that's me outside my library book. And this month I read, I got up to, I didn't read 18 books, but that's the total number of books I was at in this month. And the books that I read were all from the library this month. You can see the little barcode up at the top of my photo. So it just was a happy accident.
Teresa, they have a question about your. Do you know what font you're using on your journaling?
That's the CK journaling that I always use.
So you just need to find one. If you have the CK journaling from 20 years ago, then it's one of those. Otherwise, you just have to find one that's similar.
Yeah. Then right down here on this little tab, it just said reading and had the line, and I stamped 18. It was kind of plain. And so this is a darkroom door stamp that we've had in. It's on back order right now, but we have some on order for when they come in. And Peggy had used this as well. And I just love this.
Yeah,
this is my favorite.
Background.
But she used the books and one of the quotes as well. So I don't know if you can see it, but I stamped it really lightly. I used the Lost Shadow. And it's just a nice little background, and I really like that.
It adds a lot rather than just a plain.
Yeah.
Michelle says your books are very similar to her book list. I like how you took pictures of the covers and then printed them in like 3x4s.
Yep. Some of them were better pictures than others, but
Janet was able to link the fonts, so maybe people can still get them.
Okay, I hope so. So this month I got up to 20 books, and then this is talking about the first sentence of books. And I just think, for me, the first sentence of a book is kind of important because does it grab my attention? I'm always curious. I'm not a writer. I can journal a little bit, but it's amazing to me that a writer sits down and writes a first sentence and then writes a whole book on that sentence, you know?
It is kind of crazy,
and sometimes
isn't it?
I'll go back and reread the first sentence, but these were I just typed these out.
Those are first sentences.
Yeah, this one says the book was called The Sentence, and the first sentence was, while in prison, I received a dictionary. And I just love that first
That
sentence.
is a good one.
It caught me.
I
I was
like
like,
it too.
what? I just,
It's a good one.
yeah. And then this one here was from True Biz. February Waters was 9 years old when she, in the middle of math class, in front of everyone, stabbed herself in the ear with a number 2 whatever the name is for a pencil. And I was like, what? Then there's much longer. Like this was lesson in chemistry. Look at that, how long that. I could never
That's
write a
one
sentence
sentence?
that long. I know.
Oh my gosh.
And then here's a short one. Anxious people, a bank robbery. That was the first sentence, which also was a grabber because I did not know the book was going to be about a bank robbery. It was about a group of people that came together, but it started because of a bank robbery. So something to think about.
People are saying they don't know how you have time to read and craft.
I read at night. I probably, craft during the day and
Craft
read
by
at
day,
night.
read by
I like
night.
to read a little bit before I go to bed at night. I think it's relaxing.
I
and
agree.
Taking off the screen time. Here's this number 1. The green didn't turn out how I wanted, but such is life. And this is the stencil from Tim Holtz. I love the big stencil numbers.
So those are
That
the
fit
element
perfectly.
stencils.
Oh, yeah, is that what they're called?
$15.99.
Yep. And then that's that. Oh, I forgot that. What is that? I forgot that.
Alphanumeric
I forgot
theory.
to use that.
That's
yeah.
the alphanumeric
I'm pretty sure
theory.
we have that one. I
because
really
it's got
like
the
it.
2 sizes of
Yeah.
the fonts.
And then it has a little line. I like to switch up my.
Could you get the alphanumeric theory? Thanks, Chris.
Then, here's the bookstore that I go to. I just go to Barnes & Noble, but I wrote about that. I'm up to 23 books. And I took a picture outside the bookstore. Then here's a fun one about where you read. I don't have a picture of me reading in bed. I generally, I do though. I could have, but generally I like to read outside. So all these pictures are outside. This one's in Arizona at my in-laws' gazebo. This is on my porch, my yard. There I am in a chair. But my favorite place, I don't even have a picture, and I wrote about it, is in a hammock at the lake. I love to read in a hammock.
Nice.
And I always read on vacation too. So this is $28.99, Alphanumeric Theory. I use that font a lot.
It's got the
Now-
numbers, which is really nice.
Yes.
And it's got the 2 sizes of everything.
And it even has 2 size numbers.
I love it.
So sometimes if you need a smaller number, it's kind of nice. All right. Oh, okay. So this is a story about another reader. My husband does not read that much, but this is about my son. And there's going to be more about this when I'm done showing you this album, that he used to read in the tree. So I had to take a picture of a picture because these are old. Do you guys do that ever?
Sure, I do.
I take a picture of a picture, and the color is not the greatest, but I just thought that was fun to talk about.
I think you get the idea.
Yeah,
though.
he
It's
still
really
reads a lot today, and I love that because he reads much different things than I read. He likes to read history books. Sometimes he reads about conspiracy theories. He reads about politics. So I just love that he reads. And I was up to 31 books.
Yay, Teresa.
I passed my 30 goal there. Then, of course, book club. And I got a little Christmas ornament. We have a Christmas ornament exchange for my book club, and they were books, and I just love that. And then we've been together for over 7 years, and I counted, and we've read over 107 books together,
Oh my gosh.
which is amazing. And I've only skipped like a couple books that I didn't read or finish. And I didn't write this, but the funny thing is, this is the book I picked for this month. I'm probably going to turn red.
Something wicked comes this way.
Yes, it's a Ray Bradbury book, and it's an old book. There's a movie, and I picked it, and then I didn't read it. And the book club was like having fits. They're like, you did not. I read 12
I would be giving
pages.
you a hard time
I
about
know,
that,
I know.
for sure.
But I've read most of the other 107 books. Probably I haven't read 3 out of all of that. So that was pretty impressive, I thought. And then, what did I write here? Oh, so here I just wrote, I kept track of the number of pages in each book.
Oh my gosh.
See, here's October. I read 12 pages.
More
Which is
crafting.
awful. I know, yeah. And then this is a list of all the books that I read. I kept track of that for the year too. And I also do it on I have an app, Goodreads is an app that I use. And then the last page, there's that, I probably showed you this before. I just used this stamp to make a background. And you could do the same thing with this stamp as well.
It's a good idea.
And then there was one more stamp that Peggy showed. It's called Reading, and it's also a dark room door stamp that has some, this one we do have in stock. It's for $10.49. And I know I stamped some of these randomly. I just didn't mention when I used it.
You can cut those apart, or you can keep them all as one. It'd make a great bookmark.
It would make an
stamp,
excellent bookmark stamp, yeah. And then another, although we don't have the line that I use, this is a new one from Photoplay, The Campus Life about college, and it's called Study Group. And I just thought, if I would have had this, I would have used it.
I know, it's a good one.
It just has a plain notebook on the back, but if you need some book paper, we have that.
So there's a question about the pictures of your book covers, and Teresa just took the pictures.
Yeah.
And she just took the pictures and printed them.
A couple of times I had to grab the image offline, like when I did a couple ebooks, so I had to go on and I grabbed it online. And they have pictures on Barnes & Noble or the library. They have a picture. You can take a screenshot on your phone and do it that way. Yeah. So the other thing I was talking about is another idea for a book, a scrapbook about books, if you're a reader, is to think about what your favorite book is, or maybe your child's favorite book. And when my son Jake was growing up, I don't know what his favorite book was, but my favorite book was The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. And I just love this book. I even took it to read to his class. You know, when you get to do that, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm picking the book. I couldn't find it today, so Kelly printed the cover of it. It's a big green.
I bet a lot of people recognize that
green book, yeah. And it's a story about a boy and a tree. And since Jake read in his tree, I made this little album. And maybe you longtime scrappers remember when these, what do you call them, Kelly? Not acetate.
It's
They're
kind of
plastic.
Acrylic,
yeah.
pages.
Acrylic pages, so you could see through. And so it was really tricky when you put these books together because you could see the next page. And so you had to do 2 pages at a time. You had to do the front and the back so that it wasn't hanging over too much. And so the pictures of him, the giving tree. And then I just took some sentences out of the book. Once there was a tree, and she loved a little boy. And every day the boy would come. And he would gather her leaves and make them into crowns and pick king of the forest, play king of the forest.
So cute.
And he would climb up her trunk and swing from her branches. I couldn't believe I had a picture of him. He would also swing from the branches of the trees. I got lucky there. And would read in the tree.
So he's sitting there reading,
yep,
everybody.
He used to do that. We still have that tree in our front yard. I don't know if he could still get up there. I should ask him. And when he was tired, he would sleep in her shade. He never did that, but and the boy loved the tree very much, and the tree was happy. So that's just a few sentences out of. There's a lot more to the book.
Cute, Teresa.
But
it's very meaningful.
Yeah, and I just love this little album. It was a lot of fun putting together. It was a challenge, definitely, because again, you have to go front to back.
Yeah.
But I'm sure some of you remember these albums.
Yeah.
Or you might even have some in your stash that you never used.
Laura said she did a couple, and it was her favorite.
Yeah. So that's another idea that you could do is taking, maybe it's just a sentence from an book that you have, or maybe a chapter or a favorite book from a child. But we've done those golden books. Those are fun too. So you could take a page out of the golden books. I didn't think of it. We don't have any of those right now, but I know a lot of people got those. So there's lots to scrapbook about reading.
We're working on those, though. We're going to have some little golden book kits.
Oh, that's fun.
I know. I can't wait.
All right. And then tomorrow, That's all I have about books.
Check out tomorrow, and then we had people that asked about these. So
Okay.
people asked about the reinforcers from Elizabeth Crafts, and this one is just the variety pack. It's number 1736. And what does that one say it is, Teresa?
Planner Essentials Reinforcement Pack 3.
So I think if you just typed in reinforcement in our search bar, you'd probably come up with these die sets. And they're really nice because you get so many in the collection.
Yeah.
So there's the ones that came in. And Teresa, what's on for tomorrow?
Janet. We're going to meet
Oh,
Janet.
it's our last Meet the Staff
Is it?
day.
Oh, okay.
It's the last one. And
Janet went last.
Janet's going to be here tomorrow, so that's
Okay,
going to
best
be
for last.
That's going to be great.
Yeah.
And Teresa, thank you for sharing
Yeah.
your books about reading.
I'm
And
glad it really motivated me to finish this because I had a few pages left, and then people wanted to see it, and I'm like, okay, I got to finish it now.
It was perfect. It was very
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
And then Teresa, the printing your 3x4s.
Yeah.
Did you have them printed somewhere, or did you print them at home?
Nope. I have the Epson photo mate printer, and it prints 4x6 or 5x7. But there's an app that you can use to print 2 3x4s at a time, or you can
Okay.
print 2x2s, or whatever this size. This was a skinny size that I printed these little photos with.
So she printed those at home.
Yep.
There was a question about how you printed them.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thanks everybody. Teresa, thank you. Everyone have a crafty day and a crafty week. And we will be back tomorrow with Janet and her Who's Who at Memory Bound.
Yeah.